That's good.
Tell me you're
back.
y'all ready?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Got a big challenge this week going to SMU. I think they've only lost one time in the last 3 years at home. Extremely tough place to play. You look at them, their offense is really what stands out to me. Top 10 scoring, passing, total offense. Their defensive line really jumps off the screen when you turn the film on. Do a great job against the run. So good test for our guys. We're looking forward to going there and playing. Questions?
Coach, you got to ask, injury questions every week. You're at the top of the list this week. How are you doing? We see you with the crutches.
Yeah, I got a fractured tibia, so I'm gonna be down a little bit, but we'll work through that and see how that goes.
Do you need surgery, or is it?
No, just got to be off of it for 6 weeks and let it heal. So it's got a few different fractures in it. So.
How does that impact your coaching through the week and during the games?
Yeah, I'll probably be on a golf cart here during the week. I did that last night. A little bit awkward. Got to get used to that. Still working through exactly what that's going to look like on game day. So we'll figure that out here pretty quick.
If you aren't able to be on the field, who would kind of take over your duties on the field?
Yeah, we're still working through that. Yeah, that's some conversations that we're going to have this afternoon and kind of see what's best for us, moving forward, because this isn't going to be just a one-game deal. It'll be, the rest of the season.
Coach, first of all, appreciate you coming and playing hurt to be before us today.
Yeah.
If you could go ahead and talk a little bit with the preparation of, we're still trying to find that big play, that whole situation, and with that in mind, Jalen Robinson, what about his stats? We're going to see him.
Yeah. Jalen practiced last night. He was healthier than he was the week before, so there's a good chance that he'll be on the field playing and ready to go. Obviously, he's a playmaker, and so that's really good for us.
Let's keep the injury theme going. What can you tell us about Isaiah Bowser and Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, Isaiah, we'll see how he does. He didn't practice last night, so we'll see how he does on Tuesday. It's hard to say, and of course Dylan's, we'll see if we get him back before the end of the season.
I think you just talked about Jalen Robinson, but two of your best wide receivers are from Texas, Ryan O'Keefe and Jalen. Do you know is that an important deal for them being able to go back home and play in front of friends and family?
Yeah, there's no doubt, and I think they know a lot of the guys on SMU's team too, so those Texas guys kind of stick together, and it's always a big deal when you go back home. And so I know they'll be extremely excited. And we got some other Texas guys too, so that'll be feeling the same way.
Beyond Ryan and Brandon Johnson, how badly do you need, whether Jalen Robinson returns, but how badly do you need a third receiver to kind of emerge?
Yeah, I think so. Nate Craig and Titus, they've both really done a good job this year for us. A lot of times playing without the ball. Obviously, Jalen gives us, Flash gives us a completely different dynamic, when he's on the field. So, but for the most part, Brandon and O'Keefe carried the mail here for the last 6 weeks, and I think they've done a really good job.
To that point, Mikey really seemed to come into his own the last couple of games. 7 TDs, only 1 interception. What have you seen in practice that makes you feel more comfortable with him giving more responsibility?
Yeah, every week it's kind of, I think it was 6 weeks straight of him being our starter. I think he's starting to kind of feel like the starter and not just a replacement, and I think you can see his leadership growing each week, his confidence growing each week. I'd like to think the game's slowing down a little bit for him. He made some really good throws down the field, and that's really what we have to do. We have to push the ball down the field a little bit more, and when we do have those explosive plays, we usually score points.
Coach, you mentioned it already, facing a top 10 ranked offense in SMU. What's the game plan going into this week for you and Coach Will defensively?
Well, we're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell SMU, but I will say this. They're very, very talented. That quarterback, wow, he's got the wow factor when you watch him on film. He can make all the throws. He understands protections. He gets them in and out of good, plays. You got to keep a guy off balance. That's the only way you can offense like this. They got really talented receivers. They got a very talented tight end, and their running back's good too. So I think overall, there's a reason they're top 10. I think he leads every category, in our league, every passing category. So it's a big challenge for our defense, something they're looking forward to. We'll need to play well.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about SMU only having one loss in the last 3 years at home. You know, you guys are undefeated at home. You guys know what that feels like. What are the challenges, and what are you really telling your players about going into that kind of environment?
Yeah, I mean, you got to play good football. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, you got to go there and you got to play good football. And we've been talking for the last 3 weeks about let's be one of the few teams in college football that's actually getting better. And we'll have to get better. I mean, we'll have to play better than we did Saturday to have a chance to beat these guys. Our guys understand that. We got a lot of respect for them, and but we're looking forward to the challenge. I mean, it's playing one of the better offenses and really probably one of the better teams, and get a chance to play on the road. So when you play on the road, you gotta, there's something to be said about playing on the road. That closeness, that it's you against the world type mentality, which most players and coaches like. And when you're playing a good team, you really look forward to the challenge.
Coach, you just mentioned playing a good team on the road. Do you think SMU might be Mikey Keene's biggest challenge of the year?
It could be up to this point. There's no doubt it could be. Their run defense. They don't give up a whole lot of big runs. And obviously we like to run the football, so that'll be a big challenge.
Andrew Osteen was able to get a punt, and it was down at the 1. How has he grown this season? Special teams, the punt team, I guess.
Yeah, really, if you look at that game from Saturday, 2 of the biggest plays were probably the block punt that went out of bounds because they had the ball 39, 40-yard line. They had field position the whole game. We were backed up offensively, and that changed the whole dynamics. And then I guess the next series, we got them down the 1. Our defense held, got a short field. And special teams, they're growing. Osteen made an unbelievable punt right there. That was good. It was good. We've been close on getting some punts, and we've been really close. And that was great to get that block. And I don't think Tulane had one block since that guy's been the head coach. So that was a really big play.
Coach, I know you probably don't want to talk again about your leg, but you coached the game with a broken leg on your feet. Did the doctor say anything about that? That's impressive.
Yeah. The whole adrenaline kicked in for a 56-year-old man's what happened. So, hey, I just went with it. And I knew something was wrong. I didn't know how bad it was, but it worked out.
Is Quadric in the doghouse?
No, he's having fun. He was having fun, and he was celebrating, and he didn't see me, and I wasn't quick enough to get out of the way. Maybe when I was early, I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I just wasn't quick enough to get out of the way. So.
Coach, we're talking to Marcus Tatum here in a few minutes. Just what has he been able to provide? I know he's an older guy. He was a transfer last year, came back for an extra COVID year. What has he brought to your offensive line this season, Marcus?
Yeah, experience. He's extremely athletic, and he's extremely smart. Like, he's a real smart guy and understands the game. And, we've really tried to play to his strengths. We've had some reverses and some things like that and screens out in space. And, he's one of the better athletes I've been able to coach from an offensive line standpoint. He's an outstanding young man.
FSU and Florida were down a bunch of players this week due to the flu spreading at their universities. In addition to COVID, how have you guys just continued to push health and safety protocols, I guess?
Yeah.
Around this time of the year.
Yeah, our medical staff's done a super job. Our players have done a super job. I think that's the big thing is, not putting themselves in tough situations. We've been real blessed as far as that goes, and the flu and everything that goes with that. And so the only issues we've had is on the field injuries. I mean, that's really, that's the only thing we've dealt with, and we've dealt with that a lot.
Coach, you guys have gotten 15 sacks in the last 3 games, which is great. You were just talking about how good their offense is. Can you talk a little bit about their pass protection and their offensive line?
Yeah. Of course, they do a great job pass protection. I mean, or they wouldn't be as statistically as good. And that's going to be a big challenge. And I say it every week, but making a team one-dimensional, stopping the run, they're pretty good at running the football too. So just getting in pass situations, let our guys pin their ears back and make plays. I think that's been the key the last 3 weeks.
What is it you like most about the play of the defense over the last 3 games?
Stopping the run. I mean, just stopping the run. I mean, we've given up really 10 points. I know we gave up a touchdown late when we had our other guys in there, but really we give up 10 points the last 2 games, and that's hard to do in college football. So you can see we're a defense that's growing. You can see that we're a defense that has get more confident, and so it's really been fun to watch. Now, we got our hands full this week. I think everybody knows that, but our guys are looking forward to the challenge.
Sonny Dykes, the head coach at SMU. Do you have any familiarity with him?
Yeah. I played golf with him this summer, and he's a really good coach. And He's got his program. He's been there a while. You know, he's been able to establish his program. He's recruited well. They got some really key transfers that came in that with the areas that they needed, and they're playing really good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.